Welcome back, everyone, to the Daily Aid. We here at News 8, as well as all of our other NBC affiliates, are working to clear the shelters all across the country. We are teaming up with several animal shelters here in West Michigan to help get the word out about some of the pets that you can help adopt and or foster and really get them out of the shelter and make way for other animals and other services. Alicia Alonzo is spearheading our campaign this year, and all month long she will be joining us each week to talk about a different humane society that she is focusing on. And she joined us earlier this week to talk all about Big Lake Humane Society in Muskegon County and what they have in store and what they're trying to do during this month of Clear the Shelters. And let's take a listen to that interview now. And you might even see some other fun treats as well in that piece. And look who's back joining us once again in the Wood TV Plus digital studio. It is Alicia Alonzo. Alicia, thank you so much for being back here as we continue to try and clear out the shelters here in West Michigan.
Hey, another week, another feature, and we are so excited to share these furry faces with you at oh my gosh, Big Lake Humane Society.
Right, yeah. Exactly. And you know, you were out there. We have a story that we're going to be showing people in just a little bit. But first things first, before we show that package, I mean, what was it like being out there? I mean, Big Lake has been sort of in the news recently, kind of throughout this year for different things kind of associated with keeping that shelter going. And now they're back up and running. What was it like being back out there?
So Big Lake is a huge resource out in Muskegon County. They are actually the biggest resource when it comes to spay and neutering services for all rescues and shelters in Muskegon County. So not only is their shelter at capacity with occupants, but they also are doing about like 20 to 50 surgeries a day on animals for a lot of different resources. So it takes so much effort, time, and just resources to meet the needs of all of these animals throughout the county. They actually just were able to make some huge upgrades to their facilities. Their kennels have all been restored. So this has been a huge effort, a long time in the making, because this is what's going to make them grade A and up to state standards. So these upgrades to the facility is what's going to help animals for, decades more to come.
Right. No, and obviously the big thing being the fact that they are sort of the premier place in Muskegon County for those spayed and neutering services to dogs, whether they're coming into the shelter and whatnot. But just, I mean, they touched on that a little bit, probably just how much that aspect to it also plays into just the day-to-day operations there at Big Lake.
Absolutely. And when we visited there, they had so many other shelters and rescues there for the story, because this is such a huge resource and they have such a close-knit relationship that they all wanted to be part of this Clear the Shelters campaign to really help these efforts. So I'm excited to share what they have to offer.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and take a look to that story right now.
Adopting a pet from a shelter helps another get a second chance. This year, Big Lake Humane Society is working to clear their shelter.
We're like a small village here. If you consider we have 100 pets in our care at any given time, we are running our washer and dryer all day, every day, cleaning supplies all day, litter, food. So we go through a lot of supplies. We buy a lot of our cleaning supplies ourselves, and we constantly have wish list posts out, but this is an expensive job to do, and it takes a lot of work and manpower and money to fund. So events like Clear the Shelters, bringing awareness to all that goes into keeping these pets healthy, happy, and adoptable, for the time that they're with us is so important. Whether people are looking to adopt, wanting to volunteer, wanting to foster, or just want to pop by and bring by a bag of food or some paper towel, everything helps.
Muskegon County, for the size of the county that we are, we have a huge issue with our stray animals and neglected animal population. It rivals some of the bigger metropolitan areas on the east side of the state. So it's always good when people can come together, just raising awareness and using that as an educational point as well.
We have over 1,000 cats in our system right now, cats and kittens. Very few of our cats are returned, so we get good homes for them.
We're seeing a lot of corporate veterinarian, and that causes the cost to go up because it's more profit driven. And the smaller clinics, they end up hurting because of that, because they're trying to compete with these services and competing with getting those qualified employees and to be able to offer the services that we need to the public. That's one reason why we opened up Big Lake Community Animal Clinic, to offer low-cost veterinarian services to the public. This is going to be our very first Clear the Shelters, so it's going to be a learning experience. We're excited to see all of the new things with the grants, the donation drives, and ultimately that's what we want to do, is we want to complete our mission, which is to get animals into healthy, happy homes, and Clear the Shelters is another avenue to do that, so we're excited to explore that.
Between all 5 of us, I want everyone to see just how much we've collaborated, but how many animals there actually are. How many dogs, how many cats, there's so many.
Alicia, awesome story. What was one thing that the organizers there at Big Lake really wanted to drive home to viewers on, just different ways that maybe they could also help lend a hand to them?
What I found was really impactful was whether you're making an adoption or you're fostering, that effort when you're taking an animal out of a shelter, you're giving room for another animal to get off the streets and to receive the health care and the care that they so deserve. So when you're adopting, you're not just saving the pet that's coming home with you, you're saving another animal too who's filling that kennel of the pet that you took home. Also too, a lot of these pets just really don't do well in a kennel setting. It's a lot of noise, just like people. Some people are more timid than other people. They need quiet spaces. So fostering is just the perfect option for them. If you can't take on a full-time commitment of having an animal full-time, fostering could make all that difference for a few short weeks, a month or two, until they find that forever home, just to make sure that they have that calm personality, that you're catering to that animal and just not fueling to the trauma, you know, of being alone and not having a family. So I felt like that was really cool. You're adopting a pet, saving that life, but also helping save another.
Absolutely. And Big Lake also just happens to be the shelter that's had 2 dogs in the puppy bowl the past 2 years. They had Rory and Dolly Barkin a couple years ago. So again, Big Lake, definitely excited to see them continuing to do great work there in Muskegon County. And now kind of on the flip side of what we've been doing here with Clear the Shelters is we also have another edition of Untold Tales. It's our way of showing some of the rescue animals that we here, our team here at News 8, have been gracious enough to welcome into their homes. And this week we have Sarah Flynn's guinea pig, Mocha.
Ah, another day in my glorious kingdom. My name is Mocha, and while my favorite attendant, Sarah, thinks she runs everything, let me tell you, I'm the real brains behind this operation. My day begins as all days should, with a nice trip outside and a hearty breakfast. Now, the most important part of my breakfast is hay. I'm serious. Without hay every day, us guinea pigs wouldn't last long. It is serious business. But oh, the joy of a fresh pile. After breakfast, it's time for my daily romp around the grounds. I provide my attendant with entertainment and check on all of my magnificent houses. I mean, look at these. My favorite method of exercise, the tunnel. I love zooming through it. The wind in my whiskers is exhilarating. Wherever Sarah goes, I usually follow. Her footsteps are my personal drumbeat leading to, well, usually more food. The absolute highlight of my day is when she gives me blueberries. I know I can't have too much, but they are truly magnificent little globes of pure bliss. Curse my sensitive stomach. At the end of the day, it's relaxation, watching Sarah and her friends on the news, or just listening to the sounds of the outdoors. It just makes me want to purr. Yes, we purr. It's not just a cat thing. I truly am living the best guinea pig life. And as much as I brag about being the brains, it really is all thanks to Sarah. I love her.
Find your forever friend during Clear the Shelters all month long, supported by these local sponsors.
I love that story. I've gotten to talk to Sarah a little bit about raising Mocha, and I got to say, you don't really meet too many people with guinea pigs, so definitely glad to see that Sarah has found a home for Mocha.
I have to ask Sarah, too. It's like how to train a dragon, like how to train a guinea pig.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
he
exactly.
Seems pretty, house trained and very well-mannered, so well done, Sarah, on raising Mocha.
Absolutely. Well, great stuff. Well, Alicia, we'll see you again next week for another edition of our Clear the Shelters Talk. Thank you so much for stopping by today.
Thanks, Phil.
Always great getting to chat to Alicia again. We are continuing our coverage of our Clear the Shelters campaign, and you can stay up to date on everything that we are working on, as well as checking out some more of those untold tales of News 8 just by heading on over to our website, woodtv.com.